Good evening. Welcome to the Board of Works meeting for Monday, September the 13th. The first item will be call to order, and second is pledge allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, would you call the roll?
Sure. Mayor Gentry is absent this evening. Becky McClure.
Present.
Bill Stoner.
Present.
Dick Robertson.
Present.
And Ellen Milburn is absent this evening. Thank you.
Okay. Next on the agenda will be approval of the minutes. Has everyone had a chance to review the minutes?
I make a motion we approve the minutes.
Got a motion from Dick to approve the minutes. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Becky. Motion carries. Minutes are approved. Now we'll proceed on to department reports. First one up will be Police Department. Tony Bales.
Good evening. In the last 2 weeks, Lebanon Police responded to 962 calls for service and made 33 arrests. The following arrests were made: 10 for operating while intoxicated, 8 wanted on a warrant, 3 for possession of methamphetamine, 2 for maintaining a common nuisance, 2 for battery on a police officer, 1 battery with a deadly weapon, 1 domestic battery, 1 for a felon in possession of a handgun, 1 for dealing in methamphetamine, 1 for dealing in marijuana, 1 for criminal trespass, 1 for driving while suspended, and 1 sexual misconduct with a minor. Total gun applications submitted to the state police were 25. Officers Jamie Newland and Eric Taylor completed Red Dot Site, or what we call as RDS training, at the Lebanon Police Department range. This training covers specific skills, concepts, and principles unique to RDS handguns. 12 LPD officers completed defensive tactics training with an emphasis on baton and OC spray deployment. Additionally, officers Hampshire, McCloskey, and Robertson conducted additional 8 hours of more advanced defensive tactics training with instructor Austin Scott in preparation for an upcoming physical tactics instructors and course that they will be attending in Plainfield. We've got the road closure, but I think that's slated for just a little bit further down. So
Yeah, we'll do that under new business.
yeah. On September 8th, Lebanon Police responded to 403 East Walnut Street on a report of 3 people found deceased in an apartment. I can assure you, Lebanon detectives have been working around the clock since that time, conducting interviews and following up on leads that have been coming in. Any citizens are encouraged that may have information to contact Lebanon detectives. We ask that the community keep the family members of the victims in their thoughts and prayers. And that's all I have.
Okay. Any questions from the board? Any questions from the public? Thank you, Tony.
Thank you.
Next up, the Fire Department, Chief Batts.
Good evening, everyone. Since the last Board of Public Works and Safety meeting, Lebanon Fire has made 231 emergency calls of service, logged 211 training hours, performed 18 commercial pre-plans, completed 24 commercial inspections, and held 3 CPR classes. August 24th, 25th, and 26th, LFD crews participated in simulation lab training at Rhythm Hospital. This was coordinated with the Lebanon Community School Systems Transportation Director, Becky Nichols. And the training, while it sounds horrible, was very necessary. The simulation was a 6-year-old student who was drugged behind a bus approximately 20 yards. Firefighters had to assess the scene, address a femur fracture, and different injuries within the patient. And at the end of the simulation, the patient coded, and they had to drop an advanced airway and work a full code on the patient. While that sounds horrible, it was an amazing opportunity to have the chance to do that in the simulation lab with the equipment they have. The training victims that they use in the sim lab actually have a pulse and have chest rise and fall, and you're able to do these injuries on them. And it was an excellent opportunity for our firefighters, and it was a great learning experience. It was nice to add in the Lebanon Community School Corporation's Transportation Department to get their input and their feedback on the scenario. Starting today, LFD crews will begin their annual fire hose testing. Each year, all fire hoses inspected and tested to NFPA standards 1962 and 1963. On Friday, September 10th, LFD hosted the 20-year 9/11 memorial. The event was very well attended. I'd like to thank Lieutenant Troy Clemens from the Pike Township Fire Department. He was our bagpipe player. Deputy Chief Josh Frost of Zionsville did introductions, and then we had the honor of having Chief Russ Schoaf there to speak about his time working on the mound of 9/11 and his time there and his perspective through those events. It was very moving. Unfortunately, no LFD crews were there during that time. We were doing a high-level tech rescue in the industrial park for a construction worker that was trapped. So we missed the ceremony, but Joe LePage did an excellent job recording it, and we were able to watch it through Facebook Live. The flashover is now complete at the Boone County Training Tower. This was an undertaking between the City of Lebanon Fire Department and the Zionsville and Whitestown Fire Departments. We pooled our resources and our finances, and were able to construct a flashover chamber. I'm a flashover chamber instructor, and we're going to begin with beginning burns, training burns in the chamber starting this Thursday, getting it ready to go to hold classes. And that's all I have for this evening.
Any questions for the chief? No. Any questions from the public? Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Next up is Parks Department, John Messenger.
Good evening. The 2021 Daddy-Daughter Dance was held on the deck of Seashore Water Park, and we had a great turnout. Dads and daughters enjoyed a night of dancing, dinner, and entertainment by the Black Box Bozos and Taylor Moss. And music was provided by DJ Andrew Vaughn. We had over 200 guests and are looking forward to next year's dance. Everybody had a nice evening for that. Thank goodness the weather held. Our Fall Pickleball League is up and running, along with Hoosier Town Ball, Lebanon Youth Football, Lebanon Cross Country, and varsity fall baseball practices. As a result of the recent contact tracing in the school, several of our staff members were forced to quarantine. This, combined with our already diminished available staff because they went to college, had other things, and some found other jobs. The remaining staff did not afford us the numbers to safely open our water park on Labor Day. We're grateful for the Lebanon community and guests around the state that helped make this a fantastic, fun, safe, and healthy summer season. We look forward to welcoming everybody back in 2022. The splash pad at Abner Longley Park will remain open 7 days a week from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. until the weather changes. So it's all free. You can head down to there to get cooled off. Obviously, there's some warm weather left. We are starting to tear out and replace the concrete walk from the cabin at Memorial Park all the way around to Ulen. Right there, it's along the fitness features that we have. We plan on pouring about 4 different sections. There again, you have to order the concrete a couple weeks out, so we'll start that project Thursday where we'll start pouring. With the help we have, I think probably 4 yards in 4 different sections will get us completed in a couple, 3 weeks here. So don't mind our mess as far as that goes. We will hold a pre-bid meeting Tuesday, September 14th. That's tomorrow at 11 a.m. at Memorial Park office for the Memorial Park lighting project. Sealed bids will need to be received by 3 o'clock p.m. in the clerk's office here at this building on Monday, September 27th. And then we will publicly open and read aloud the bids at 6:15 at the Board of Works meeting, and that is Monday, September 27th at the Board of Works. We're currently planning our Pumpkins in the Park event, which will be held this year on Saturday, October 23rd. The event will be held from 11 to 2 p.m. and will be held in Memorial Park. Final details will be shared within the next couple weeks on that. There again, the Civil War reenactment is set to take place at Memorial Park the weekend of September 24th through the 26th. And we are also planning a pickleball doubles tournament in October, so quite a bit going on at the parks. Any questions?
Any questions from the board? Any questions from the public? Yeah. Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Next up's Kevin Gerlich, Engineering Department.
Thank you. Good evening. Engineer report, pavement resurfacing, our 2021 program is essentially all is wrapping up. We resurfaced all of the streets. We still have some casting adjustments to be made, but as of over the weekend, all the ADA curb ramps are now up to standard, and all the asphalt surface has been laid. We're also wrapping up mileage certifications to be filed with NDOT for just to tighten up our road inventory networks so that our network matches the NDOT network. So we're working with our consultants who are also doing our Pazer updates, and both of those well, the mileage certification has been filed and the Pazer updates will be updated and complete here shortly. And then just to remind everyone, we've also, back in July, made our submittals for the community crossing program that will make up the 2022 pavement resurfacing program. We're expected to hear announcements on the grant program sometime in October. Other projects around the city, State Road 32 in Ping, happy to report that the state has now fully activated that signal. So if you're driving through that area, just be cautious of changing traffic patterns. On our Whit Road Bridge, unfortunately, we are still delayed on starting that due to utility relocations. I understand the Lebanon Utilities was making the final water connections beginning this morning, so hopefully those will be they'll be out of the way here tomorrow, and then that will free up some of the other locations, relocations on Comcast and Comcast as well as Metronet. And then we are also waiting on some updates on the gas company on when they're going to complete their relocation. So as soon as they're done, it's kind of a moving target. The contractor will be given the full notice to proceed, but we have to get those utilities relocated and out of the way for the construction project. On other news on bridge projects, the Elmwood Bridge permitting and utility relocations continue. In fact, they're ahead of schedule. Remind everyone we're expecting construction in the summer of 2022, next summer. On the Grant Street project, remind everyone that we will be going to bid in March of next year, and construction is expected to begin in May of next year. On the Big Four Trail project, that project is moving forward. We are getting close to bid time. It will bid sometime in October. We are scheduled to have a public open house to be held in this building at 7 p.m. on the evening of October 14th. Written invitations have went out to all the property owners and residents along the corridor. Fordyce Street, essentially we've put that project on hold because of the expedition of the Grant Street project. So we're tentatively looking at 2023, but that is subject to change on when that construction will begin. In order to better make everyone aware on the corridor there, we will be holding a public open house, scheduling that sometime later in the fall of this year, but that date is yet to be set. That's really all I have on our our city projects. Looking around the city from our inspection department, since the last meeting, we've had 18 stormwater inspections, 14 right-of-way inspections. We've inspected 15 complaints. And then we continue to work on monitoring construction on various private sites around the city. A few things to note: Auburn Meadows, Section 3, we're just waiting on plating and sureties to be finalized before we'll open up that section for construction of homes, but all the asphalt surfacing is now complete. Over on the Sunbrook project, Phase 3, sanitary sewers are now complete, and they are beginning to work on storm sewers. Sunbrook Villas, Section 2, mass earthwork is complete, sanitary sewers are complete, and they are working on storm sewer installation. On the Cedar Ridge development, all the tree clearing is now complete, and they are working on off-site sanitary sewers, extending the off-site sanitary sewer from basically the Simplicity neighborhood, or the Simplicity lift station more appropriately, across the Centenary United Methodist Church and into the Cedar Ridge project. A couple other projects, Key Car Wash, still working on building foundations right next door at Autumn Trace. Mass earthwork and site utilities are now complete and the building is going vertical. Syracuse Drive water main project, all the asphalt resurfacing is complete. The only thing left to do is some striping and casting adjustments, and we'll be getting to that here shortly. On the Airstream dealership, the stone and curbs is complete for asphalt, and we are getting ready to pave that hopefully later this week. And they continue with the vertical construction on the building. That's all I have.
Okay, any questions from the board?
Kevin, you're not going to put center line stripes on Syracuse Drive, are you?
We are not, just stop
Just
bars and
stop bar.
crosswalks.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any questions from the public? Thank you, Kevin. Next up, Planning Department, Ben.
Good evening, board members. Since the last Board of Works meeting, the Planning Department completed an additional 57 building inspections and issued 19 permits. Happy to say that 4 of those were new single-family residential permits. So we have seen a few more permits pulled there, although we're still seeing stops and starts as it relates to residential construction due to challenges in the industry and availability of inventory and building materials. The latest I've heard is it's getting harder to get windows. Usually when you order them, you get in about a week or two, and now it's approaching 5 or 6 weeks just to get window orders in. So just another new thing that our residential builders are dealing with in terms of getting inventory and building materials to the site. In terms of other things that are happening, the park impact fee effective date is October 11th, so coming up in about a month. So I'll be working with Tanya to make sure we've got the bank account set up for that, and then we'll also be doing some notification to our builders so they understand that that change is coming here in about a month. So that is again coming up in about a month, and we'll start collecting park impact fees from any new residential.
Did we park it? We haven't passed the ordinance for that yet.
The park impact fee was passed about 5 months ago.
Good.
So we're in the 6 month waiting period.
Oh,
right
great.
now, so
Okay.
it'll be effective
Okay.
on October
Good.
11th. Another project we've been working on for about a year now, I think, industrial shell building project down on West State Road 32. That's going to be up for approval tonight by the Redevelopment Commission. It's a project we're working on, a public-private partnership with a developer to get a small industrial building, which usually isn't done by the market, out on West State Road 32. So we're pretty excited about that possibility moving forward tonight. And then finally, the Brakeman Building project on South Lebanon Street, which we've been working on for probably about 2.5, 3 years now, is my understanding is Forza closed on their construction loan today. I'm still waiting on official confirmation of that, but everything on that project should be closing today, and we're hoping to do a groundbreaking ceremony sometime in the very near future and start seeing some activity taking place on that site. So that's great news. In fact, we were discussing in the office that the city, the Redevelopment Commission, actually purchased that property in December of 2017. So we're approaching 4 years since we officially took action on that site. So we're pretty excited to see a project moving forward there. On the code enforcement side, again, continue to remain busy. And if public has any questions or concerns that might be able to be addressed by our code enforcement, please just contact our office and we'll make sure to get those addressed. That's all I got.
Any questions from the board? Any questions from the public? Thank you, Ben. Next up, Street Department and Stormwater Department, David Newell.
How's everybody doing tonight? Hope the mayor gets better, I guess. I heard he's sick, so. Been pretty busy mowing easements, picking up trash, and the vacant lots and stuff like we usually do. Been busy cleaning up the catch basins. That includes some the inside and out, clean debris off of them. We have been putting up some odd and end signs as well. Unfortunately, still waiting on our tiger signs and the posts. Ordered them in December, so if that gives you kind of getting ready to order our other ones for next year, and we haven't gotten this year. But we're not the only ones. A lot of people are waiting on stuff, so we're not complaining at all. And they're a pretty good company. They're trying to find them for us, just trying to get them. Guys have been pretty busy doing storm structure repairs. We had quite a few of those since we've met last, and had a couple even curb repairs as well, where the curb just was sinking down. A lot of times it's just like where they've had a gas main or something go under there, and it just wasn't packed good enough on these new constructions, and over a couple years they settle down and we fix them. We still staying pretty busy dropping off barricades for all the events throughout the city, so hopefully those are probably wrapping up pretty soon. I know we got one coming up in October, the Halloween thing on the square, but other than that, we're pretty much wrapping them up, I think. This is brush week, so if you have your brush out by the curb, not in the street, please. We prefer it on the curb. And we'll pick all that up. We just go through town, and everybody calls and always asks, you following the trash route, or you following this? No, I mean, we just start at one end and go the other, and hopefully we make it through and we can start over, so.
Is that for the whole week?
Yeah,
Okay.
all week. And we got 2 chippers out, because we use one of the park's chipper as well, so we got pretty much all hands on deck on that, so. So that's good. Our next brush week, I guess since we're on brush week, will be October 11th through the 17th. So
Okay.
give people an idea so they can get ready for that. After that, that's planned to be our last one, so unless some storms happen, so.
That's your fall cleanup?
No, that's the last brush week.
Brush,
Last brush.
Fall
Okay.
cleanup is, I want to say the 1st and 2nd. It's the first weekend of October. I didn't bring the paper, I forgot it, but
Okay.
to remind everybody that Saturday they're only going till noon this time, not till 4, so,
all right.
get there early. We open at 7, so it's 7 to noon. And Friday is all day 7 to 4, so try to get there and get rid of your stuff. It's a great event, really. I mean, get rid of trash for free. You can't beat that. Let's see. Last week we did get it. We were able to go out on Indianapolis Avenue, or Indianapolis Road. We're going to pave that next year, but there's some big bumps out there, so we got a grinding machine. Rented that and the skid steer, and was able to grind those bumps out, just to be a temporary fix till we can grind it down and pave it next year. See, it was just getting too bad. We tried to ride it out, but it was getting too rough.
Yeah.
I think even Chuck had some complaints from residents about it, so we got it definitely smoothed out, I hope, to last through the winter. We're still working on the flasher at Elm Swamp Road. It's been out for a while.
I was going to ask you about that. What are you, short back parts or
Well,
what?
we tracked down and we got on with the tech teams and tried to figure out what it looks like. Ends up happening is somebody's hit it, the box. We had it facing so it wouldn't be in the walkway, and they've hit it and moved it. Has to be a lawnmower or something, so it tore all the wires out. So that's finally we've diagnosed it to that problem. We were scratching our heads. They were scratching their heads like it should be working, and we finally was looking at it and we were like, why would we have put this box to face the sidewalk? And then we started putting two together and realized it. So hopefully that won't happen again once we do get it fixed. This storm street water garage is still scheduled to go to bid in the 4th quarter of this year, so we'll see if that still is able to happen. That's the schedule. Just keep you guys in the loop on that. We would also like to welcome Bob Stevens to the street department. Bob transferred from the parks department to us. Bob fits right in with us so far, and he's doing a great job. We're just happy to have him as part of our team. So he's got experience in plowing and stuff, so that, less we got to train, and just kind of helped us out in that area. Like I mentioned, the October 11th through the 15th is our next brush week, and so that's the last scheduled one per se, unless there's storms or something, or that's what we're planning, because then we jump into leaf season. That pretty much takes up most of our time there. So that's all I have.
Any questions from the board? Any questions from the public? Thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
Next up's communication, Joe LePage.
Evening, everybody. As Dave was just exiting, just a reminder that our street department is one of the 3 locations for our outdoor tiger checklist. And so you can stop by the street department, as many have so far, and it's been amazing to see the turnout of the folks that have either stopped by the parks office, the library here in the municipal building, and of course, like I said, at the street department to pick those up. We've had a lot of excited young people come in to the municipal building, fresh off, checking off that 14th outdoor tiger, and thrilled to have their prizes. And so we're putting together a Tiger Trail Wall of Fame of sorts, and so we'll be adding that, taking pictures of those kids. We've been doing that along the way. There are more than a dozen so far, so we'll be adding those as kind of a slideshow on the website and through our social media as well. And we're actually upgrading some of the prizes that the kiddos will get once they check off all those outdoor tigers. We're working on some kind of an app as well to be able to kind of interact a little bit better with those tigers. Just finished today is our Lebanon RC Park community development video. And so we hear from two young men. One is 10, his name is Bryson, and his little brother Connor. We hear from them talking about how great the RC Park is here in Lebanon. And we talked to an older gentleman whose name is Ken, who was diagnosed with heart disease and given just a few months to live, and really got into the RC car type thing. And so he shares how great Lebanon's RC Park is. And it's kind of put to music, it's kind of fun, and it'll be posted probably later on this evening on our YouTube channel, and I'll push it out on social media starting tomorrow. So look forward to that. A couple of upcoming events coming up later on this week. Back to the 50s coming up on Friday and Saturday. Film for the entire family that takes place out at the Boone County Fairgrounds. Live music and great food, fantastic event year after year. And also coming up, a few tickets still remain for our Unite Under the Lights event. As Dave kind of alluded to a little bit, on October 2nd, that will be taking place from 6 p.m. until 9 p.m., teaming up with Clues Brews for the liquid portion of the evening, and with the 1830 Chop House for everything else, appetizers and the plated meal as well. Quartet will be providing the music again. Tickets are $55 per person, and that gets you obviously in the door, gets you all the food, the entertainment, and it's right on Meridian Street underneath the catenary lights. And so we feel like we have a tremendous environment to be able to have an outdoor event. Knock on wood, the weather will be amazing like it was a couple of years ago. Keep in mind that this is one large table at the moment, but if coronavirus is going to do what coronavirus does, there may be an edit that we make where we're socially distancing a bit of that. It's sold as kind of a white tablecloth, long white table event, but if life happens, and we'll make do. Limited seats are available. This is a restricted event as far as the number of tickets that we're able and going to sell. And so encourage folks to visit the city's Facebook page or look on Eventbrite to purchase tickets and be able to reserve your seat at the table.
How many tickets are you gonna sell, or you think you will?
We have listed it at 100.
Okay.
And the folks at the Chop House, and talking with Sean, they can maybe have a few more. I think Patrick's good with the number. He's good with 1,000 or whatever. Then we won't even ask him, pretend like he's not even here behind me. But Sean said that they could open up a couple more if need be. But we're hoping to. We went with 50 a couple of years ago and sold out pretty quickly, so we had to let a few more out. And so we're hoping to do that a little bit more, because it is a great environment. It is a unique event, and one that we hadn't done until just a couple of years ago. So
It was great the last time, yes.
Do you know how many you've sold so far?
Currently, we're at 40, and we're, I don't know, not quite 2 weeks in.
Okay.
Any more questions from the board? Question from the public? Thank you, Joe. Next up is old business. Do we have any old business board members? No? Okay, we'll move on to new business. Tony, do you want to give your street closure first to get that out of the way for you?
Originally, he cannot be here, so I told him I'd take care of it for him.
Oh, okay.
So, Boone County Sheriff's Office put together an event they're calling the Boone County Law Enforcement Memorial and Appreciation Event on October 11th from 6 to 8. And it's going to be on the courthouse square, the north and east sides. So they were requesting roads to be closed at 4 p.m. for setup and until the end of the event. And it's Meridian Street between Washington and Main, and Washington Street between Lebanon and Meridian. Last I knew, every law enforcement agency in the county is going to participate. So it's kind of that 5 to 7 is a meet and greet with the public. The public's invited. We'll have booths set up. Each department will have booths set up and some equipment out to congregate and speak with the public, and hopefully, kids are out and want to come up, and we'll have some things to give away from the department. And then at 7 o'clock, we'll have a memorial event on the courthouse square for all law enforcement.
Okay. So you want the roads to be closed between 4 PM and the end of the event?
Correct. 8 o'clock. Should
8
end
o'clock.
shortly after 8. Myself and Major Hood, we're talking today. We'll go out on Friday, because Monday is a holiday. We'll go out on Friday and post signs so everybody has plenty of notice on the square for that time on Monday. And then we'll work with the street department and coordinate getting the area shut down
Okay.
on Monday.
Well, I'd entertain a motion for the street closure for the Boone County Law Enforcement Memorial and Appreciation Event, October the 11th from 6 to 8 on the Boone County Courthouse north and east side, where road closures starting at 4 PM for setup between Meridian Street and Washington Street and Main Street, and Washington Street between Lebanon and Meridian Street.
So moved.
Have a first, have a second? Second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same side. Motion carries. Street closures approved. Thank you,
Very
Tony.
much.
All right, next up will be Kevin Curley.
This will be quick and easy. I just wanted to get your permission to engage one of our design consultants, Christopher B. Burke Engineering LLC, to update our stormwater ordinance and our technical standards. Something hasn't been updated, I think, since 14, if I remember right. And just want them to make some changes to modernize those requirements for some of the things we've seen changing in the industry over the last couple of years. This is a real small design contract. It's an hourly not to exceed $7,000. It can be covered by existing engineering budgets for consulting services, but just want your permission and authorization to enter into this contract.
I'd entertain a motion for authorization for professional services to update stormwater ordinance and technical standards.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign.
Should we approve the authorization for the mayor to sign?
Do we need
Him or
that?
me, it's up to you, I guess.
Do we need that in there?
Kevin?
That's what yeah, it's just $7,000, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Sign it.
Thank you.
Okay. Next up is street closure request for Patrick.
Hi, Patrick Luz, founder brewer for Clues Brews. Following up from last month, we were able to close the 4 parking spaces next to our patio. So we had requested to have that ability ongoing. We did a 1-month test of that, so I'm here to request more time.
How much time?
I mean, I prefer not to come here every 2 weeks. 60 days.
I think they were just going to go.
So it's after hours, after 4
Well,
p.m.
Just until the weather gets bad?
Yeah,
Aren't you
yeah,
out, I
correct.
mean,
Okay.
they won't be sitting
Yeah, yeah.
outside,
No.
Yes.
so it's,
So it'd just be
we
for,
don't know a date.
okay. So it'd
Yeah.
just be, you're just gonna put tables in the parking lot?
And
In the parking spaces?
The 4 spaces along Washington Street, right next to our patio.
Okay. So there won't be anybody sitting in the street? It'd just be right there on
It
the,
would be on the street, but it would be the
Just in the parking
space.
area.
Yeah, it would not impede, no road closure, it would just be those 4 spaces.
okay.
Yeah, so we just want the ability to do that after 4 p.m. during the week.
All right.
Do you want that for just Friday and Saturday night, or?
Right now, we've been doing Tuesday and Wednesday. I would like the ability to do Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday?
Friday, Saturday.
Yes.
Starting at
Those 4
4?
parking spaces from now until, what, say the end of October or something like that?
Yeah, that would work.
Get November, I think it'd be a little iffy on weather.
Oh, you'd be fine. And then I have another part to the request.
Any
Do what?
questions?
I haven't, go ahead.
Any questions from the board? Any more questions? Then I'd entertain a motion to close the 4 parking spots for Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday at 4 PM until the end of October. That-
So moved.
Second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same side. Motion carries.
All right, and then I have a second part.
Okay.
On the 25th of September, we would like to close Washington Street between Meridian and East Street to do a car show, live music. So it would be from 5 to 10 PM. It's a Saturday.
From what time again? 5 to 11?
5 to
PM
10.
10 PM.
5 to 10?
On Saturday, the 25th.
Between Meridian and East?
Yes, so all of Washington right next to the patio again.
I'd entertain a motion for street closure from on Saturday the 25th between 5 and 10 PM for a car show between Washington and Meridian.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Street closure is approved.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Next up is Street Department, David Newell on surplus equipment.
Hello again. We're actually surplusing a couple pieces of equipment we found cleaning the weeds. We just forgot we had them. But they go on an old tractor we used to have. They're a real small piece of equipment. Bill has seen them, so. We just can't even use them anymore because they won't fit our newer tractors, but it's like, I would say the blade's probably 3 foot wide or, long, and
About that.
the grader probably matches it. It's basically the one you just drag behind the tractor, and you would put the plow on the front and push it, and then the stone and you drag the other one, so it's just,
So
we're just trying to clean up around the shop and get rid of stuff.
So you want to surplus these 2 pieces of equipment, not the grass that goes with it?
No, we're actually weed eat that back up and clean it up. It looks like that was what you took a picture of, was just the weeds, but there's actually a piece of equipment.
It's there. Okay, and for that, I'd entertain a motion to surplus the grader and the, what's the other one that's,
Utility scraper.
utility scraper?
Yeah.
I'll make a motion, we approve the surplus equipment from the street department.
Second. All in favor signify by saying aye. All
Aye.
opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Surplus equipment is approved.
Thank you.
Then next up is John Messenger.
Good evening. I am here this evening to open a bid. We had advertised for play area site work at Memorial Park for the playground. We advertised it. It had to be turned into the clerk's office today by 3. I have a sealed. I received one in today at 1:39, so that's way before 3, so I will open it up and read aloud. It is from Subsurface of Indiana, Morgantown.
Who is that again, John?
Subsurface out of Morgantown.
Subsurface?
Yes. This is for the site work for the playground area. And looking at it, it looks like the base bid, looks like things, alternate proposals, okay. The lump sum base bid would be $142,824. And I'd like to take this and review it and get back with the results. Is that proper?
that good?
Is that the only one you got?
That is the only one. We had several interested, but we received one today, in by 3 o'clock, so that's where we are.
So you're gonna review that and then get with legal?
Yes, and then, get with legal and see that everything's in order and get back with you. I think we have till the park board meeting on October 6th, but we will have results prior to that. I'm sure.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Next up is claims. Has everyone had a chance to review the claims? If so, I would entertain a motion.
Move to approve the claims submitted.
Second?
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries, claims are approved. The next item is, does the public have anything, any comment? Okay, then I'd entertain a motion that we
Make a
adjourn.
motion, we adjourn?
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carried, we are adjourned. RDC will start, I think, at 6:30. Thank you.